Things that you should definitely have as a property investor. Hello, my name's Mark Fitzgerald and it's great to have you joining me here at the Property Unleashed. So today we're just going to cover what you should have as a property investor. Now, if you're going out and you're speaking to landlords, you're speaking to agents and potentially even speaking to investors, there's certain things that you need to make sure that you have. Now, some of these things you're going to say to me, oh, I know that, Mark, I know that, and I know I should have that, but have you actually gone and done it? A lot of people go cheap on these things, and I don't think that that's a good idea. You should be investing in your business, and I always say you should be doing property and setting it up like a business. So when it comes to your marketing material, when it comes to your business material, you need to make sure that you've invested money into it. It doesn't have to cost you the earth, but spend a little bit more, give it that little premium feel, and you will notice the difference when you're actually talking to people. Property is very, very expensive. There's lots of money floating around in property. There's lots of very wealthy people involved in property who, if you give them, let's just say for argument's sake, a flimsy little business card that's on very cheap paper that really looks like you probably printed it off yourself from your own computer, how are you ever going to be taken seriously if you're asking for thousands and thousands of pounds investment? You're not. Let's face it, you're just not. So you need to make sure that when you hand something to somebody or you send something out to somebody, that it is of a good quality, and make sure you do your homework on it. So let's start with the easy one, business cards. Now, most business cards don't have people's faces on unless you're in the property world. In the property world, where we do a lot of networking and we meet a lot of people, business cards are the norm when they've got a picture on. I have to say, I used to have two sets of business cards. I used to have one without my photograph on that I used to hand to landlords when I was looking at doing deals, and one that did, that I used to hand out when I was doing networking events. I would say you could just get away with one. But for me, early on, when I was just starting out, I had my face all over the business cards. And I gave a business card to this landlord who looked at it and said, why have you got your picture on it? I know who you are. So I used to just think, well, fair enough, maybe that's not the right thing to do. There is no right or wrong answer here. Everything I have now has my face on it, has this mug on it, yeah? So you know who I am, you recognize me, and I think that's the best way to go. But if you're not comfortable with that and you haven't got a professional picture, so don't have a picture of you, on a fairground ride or taking a selfie. If you've got a professional picture of yourself, and you can even just pay a photographer for a handful of professional pictures that you can use on your marketing. Make sure you're looking smart, make sure you know what's in your background, and then get that picture put onto your cards and to your marketing. But if you haven't got a professional picture, don't have a picture at all. Okay? It's better not to have it than it is to have it and it look cheap or maybe just not as professional as it should do. When you get business cards, go for high-end paper. Go for the thickest sort of paper you can have. Have you ever had it where somebody's handed you a business card and it felt velvety? It's felt like a carpet at the end of the day, and it's thick and it's solid, and you just think, wow, what a card. That's what you really want to be handing over to people. Trust me, when you think to yourself, I'm going to get 200 business cards, and then just as you're about to pay, you get offered, the next set of business cards for half price. Don't go for the half price ones that give you 500, because you've got to hand out 500 business cards, and that's going to take you some time. Go back and work out what you would have paid for the next sort of 500 and put that money, if you wanted to spend it, back into the business cards that you're already ordering, or the flyers or the brochure. Make that as top end as possible. When it comes to brochures, if you're going in and you're visiting letting agents, estate agents, you're looking for investors, you want to have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 page brochure that you can put together. Now, this doesn't want to be chapter and verse about you, and I'm going to probably hurt your feelings here, but it needs to be said, and it's the same thing for me. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about me. All they care about is how we can help them. How, A, we can solve a problem. if we're looking to manage their properties, do rent to rent or anything like that. B, how we can solve a solution for them. And that's what it's all about. So make sure any brochures, any letters, any marketing material you have is about solving a problem. Also, don't try and solve every problem. Every last little thing. What else are they going to have? What else are they going to... Hit some specific criterias, okay? If you're trying to do rent to rent and you're trying to reach out to landlords, whether you want to do HMOs or whether you want to do serviced accommodation, you want to be telling them, you know, it's such a pain, it's such a hassle to be looking after these properties. We can relieve that. You can have problem tenants. We can take problem tenants away from you. We can offer you potentially higher rents than what you're getting. Solve problems in what it is you're putting out there on your marketing material, and don't have it all about you. I see so many marketing letters now that come to us and we're reading and it's like, we do this and I'm this and my experience is this and all of this and all of that, and it's just like, I don't care. I might care later on if I actually want to do business with you, but initially I've not even decided whether I want to do business with you. So until that happens, I don't really care that much about you. I would say if you have a brochure, on the back page, the last page, you could have about us or about me or my experience. Brilliant. Because I'll tell you what, if they've read that far through it, then they're interested. Don't have it on the first page, second page, third page, have it at the end. If you do it on your letter, have it at the end of the letter. You've got to catch people's attention. You've got to get there. Also, again, if you have a brochure, make sure it's glossy, make sure it's thick again. That paper, thick paper, I love thick paper. It's just got a premium feel about it. So make sure it feels premium. Your business card feels premium, your brochure feels premium, your letters on good paper feel premium, okay? And again, it does cost a little bit more for that premium feel. And if you're sending out letters, potentially letters, paper's paper at the end of the day, let's try and get a call. But if you're going to be handing out business cards, you're going to be handing out brochures or potential, to investors, this is what we can do and this is how we can help you. You need to make sure that it feels good. People want to keep it. If somebody says to you, oh, can I have a look at your business card? That looks really nice. And then they take it off you and they don't want to give it back. Or I might keep that one. You're onto a winner. You're onto an absolute winner chicken dinner at the end of the day. So make sure that you don't scrimp on your marketing materials, on your own business cards and anything else like that. So important. And I see so many people making mistakes. I ordered a load of business cards recently, and unfortunately, a team member of mine did the final ordering. I helped with the design, and I just wanted premium on them all. The company that we used, their premium standards aren't the same as what my premium standards are, and we ordered extra as well. So I think I got about 1,000 of these cards that I cannot stand. Don't make the same mistake. The first quantity, you will always be tempted to order more. Don't. Just order what you need. If it's just 100 cards, get 100 cards, check that they're right. Check that they are premium. They are what you want. Save the data that you've used. And then you can always order more. But the brochures and things, you don't need 250 brochures. 50 brochures is great. If you can find 50 people to actually hand the brochures to that are going to want these brochures and things, happy days. Then you can order 50 more, because I bet you any money in those 50 people that you speak to, you should be getting at least one deal with what you're putting out there. So I hope that makes sense. It's very simple. Some people see it as very, very obvious. But equally, it can be obvious, it can be in your face, but I see again far too many people trying to keep it cheap, even trying to print their own business cards. Oh, don't do that. But at the end of the day, if you cannot make it professional, if you don't have a professional picture of yourself or anything, don't put a picture on there at all. If it doesn't look premium, then don't bother doing it. Make sure that you're going to be the best at what you're doing and just save that money to get that extra bit of premium out of what it is you're doing. Okay, I hope that helps you. If it has, then please feel free to check out the Property Unleashed podcast, where we have free tools, resources, and training to help you on your property investing. And if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe, to like, and to share. Equally to that, if you're listening to this on the podcast, because we do have a podcast version as well, then again, share it, leave a review, or reach out to me on social media. I'll never message you first. But feel free to message me and then I will talk to you in return. I don't sell cryptos. I don't sell anything like that as well. So if anybody does look like me reaching out to you to try and say, don't just invest in property, invest in crypto as well, that is not me. Okay. I am all property. I don't do anything like that. So until the next video or podcast episode, you take care and bye for now.